What is happening? Twitch chat and YouTube. This is another Vintage League. Yes, you might have noticed we're playing a bunch of Vintage Leagues this week. Trying to get at least a single league every night leading up to the showcase this weekend. Last night we did some bazaring, so tonight we're going to play some Oath. The Oath deck that got more votes yesterday was the Controlling Oath deck, which I won the PTQ with. Definitely go check out that video if you haven't checked out that video yet. Totally amazing experience because it has just about anything you can ask for from a set of matches of Magic. Luck, skill, victory, all kinds of things. This is almost the same exact deck list as that PTQ winning list. The only changes I have made are I cut the Regrowth and I cut the Hydroblast. I don't think Hydroblast is very good right now, and I've been trying a Swan Song instead of a Hydroblast. It's a cool little counter spell that also gives your opponent a creature to trigger Oath. It's come up once, which is more than I expected it to come up. Actually, it's been pretty reasonable. It does a similar thing to Hydroblast, but it doesn't counter Ragavan is like probably the main thing. It also doesn't counter Dak Faded, but both of those cards are not super crazy anyways. And then I felt like the Regrowth was not very good, so I've been trying other cards in the slot. You could play a second Abrupt Decay, you could play a second Veil, you could play more Flusters, you could maybe play another Dress Down, maybe, you know, something else like that. Today we're going to play Tamiyo, Collector of Tales, because this is one of my favorite cards, and the art is beautiful. Theoretically, actually works quite well in this deck. Reasoning are, 1, pitches the Force of Vigor. 1, what comes after 1? 2. Thanks for the raid. 2, Tamiyo pitches to Force of Will. 3, the Regrowth. Obviously, we already thought Regrowth was a powerful enough effect to try to play just green Regrowth. So I think Regrowth is legitimately good in this deck. And then the +1 is actually not bad because you have 4 Oaths, and you're almost always digging for Oath. So digging for Oath is not a huge deal, though milling over Archons could be. But as long as we don't mill over Gaia's Blessing, milling over Archons is usually not the biggest deal either. So you do have a couple 4-ofs in Oath, Force of Will, and Preordain, and Forbidden not Forbidden Orchard, is non-land, right? Non-land. Force, Preordain, Oath, maybe even Oko. So theoretically, it's a card that does actually do something in the deck and makes sense synergy-wise. However, it's probably not good. But I've tried many test leagues with this, and I've just never been able to cast it. Not because I couldn't have mana to cast it, just because I've never gotten to a game state where I have cast it. So I want to cast it this league, hopefully. Everything else is the same. We're still doing the same dredge sideboard of many cards. Many cards. Sarah's Emissary. I think this Sarah's Emissary package is quite good right now. Beating up on Dredge and Ravager. I know we haven't seen that much Dredge and Ravager in leagues leading up to today, but maybe that'll change. You never know. And I do think the 1 Energy Flux is still quite good as well, especially being able to tutor for it. I really like that idea. Why did this do this? Go this way. So I don't know exactly how well this deck plays against the current metagame. I think the metagame where this deck won the PTQ is a little bit different than it is now. There were more sagas running around in the sense that there were all of these Grixis and Esper tinker value decks where Pernicious Deed was just a haymaker. Those decks have kind of fallen out of favor towards more PO style decks. So maybe this kind of setup isn't as good as it used to be, but we'll find out today in this league. Asphalt asked this Swan Song there over some other 1 CMC interaction because of enchantments token or both. Yeah, so it's replacing a Hydroblast. It does a similar thing where it counters Underworld Breach, but it also is good against opponents who are not playing a creature. And I think there are a couple more opponents that are not playing creatures these days. So theoretically, you can give them a creature with your Swan Song and trigger your Oath of Druids. This has come up at least once before. Made it for a really nice Twitter screenshot, if I had to say so. Okay, let's go battle. All right, let's do it. Round 1, Vintage League. What can we do? This hand does not cast the Magic the Gathering cards, so that's not good. I should clear out my folder from at least pre-yesterday. Yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. All right, we're gonna mulligan this. Yeah. That's a keeper. Dress down is definitely the weakest card in this pile. So we have a nice thing here where we can go, sure. It actually makes our hand worse, funnily enough, because we won't really be able to hold up Flusterstorm. Well, if they play a creature, we can go, So my initial line in my head against a blue deck was something like Lotus for blue, Demonic for Orchard, play Oath with Flusterstorm backup. But now that I think my opponent's probably on Gaak, and I don't actually need Flusterstorm backup for my Oath resolving, I need Flusterstorm backup for my Oath being in play. That actually makes this a lot more difficult. Let's see if we can figure out a way to do it, though. Of course, simply drawing a land would do it. Because that would let us just hold open Fluster. Budgast, Bayou, Wasteland, Hollow One. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can always play Oath. I'm trying to figure out a way where I can play Oath and protect myself from Force of Vigor. Oh, Crack for green, DT for Sapphire. Crack for green, DT for Sapphire, Oath. Yes, that's the one. Okay, sweet. Yes. Demonic Tutor, Black Lotus. Flexible magic cards. Almost hit the wrong button there. Crack for green, Demonic Tutor. Wait, no, I should get, I guess I don't need Orchard. I should probably still get Orchard, I think. No, because then I can get Wastelanded. It wouldn't really matter though, right? Trying to figure out a way that matters. We could just get Fetch Land. We could just get Force of Will as well. That is a true statement. We could do that. I guess that's probably better. No, it's probably better to get a blue source. So getting Sapphire exposes us to like Lotus Oof, and then getting Island exposes us to Strip Mine. So I think getting Fetch makes the most sense. I think Fetch is the best. Fetch also lets us Vamp, which we don't want to do because we have an Oath, but no Vigor. Okay. We could, depending on like our Archon trigger, like Vamp for Time Walk as well. If we hit like a land off of our Archon trigger, we could Vamp for a Time Walk. But Oath of Druids is quite good against most of these Hollow One decks. So Gaak did just win a challenge, so it makes sense to it makes sense that Oath might be pretty good if people are actually going to play Gaak. The thing is, Gaak never takes up a huge metagame share, even when it's good. So I'm not sure. So they can't Vigor on my turn, and they don't have a Wasteland, so I'm just gonna fetch now. That way I don't get caught up in timing windows somehow. I don't really know if I could get caught up in timing windows, but I don't really see a good reason not to play around something. They could Vigor, Hollow One, and Oath, but I have Bluster. So, yeah, I don't really see a way out. Okay, yeah, they're going to Vigor, Hollow One, and Oath. I'm just going to Fluster this. They could have second. My opponent says they forgot to play their Strip Mine. But we had the fetch land to play around the Strip Mine, so... Sapphire is not better because Sapphire means they could go Lotus, Oof. Oh, wait. So they could just beat fetch with a Strip Mine anyways, right? Yeah. So there was like, I guess Sapphire did end up being the best. Huh. Well, no, it's not the best. I think fetch is still the best because it beats Wasteland. Well, it doesn't kill me. It just hits their it hits their Hollow One. They kill their own Hollow One and they kill my Oath, and then we continue to play Magic. Yes. Yeah, if they have a Wasteland, I end of turn fetch for basic island, chat. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're wrong. If they have a Wasteland at the end of turn, I fetch a basic island and they cannot Wasteland me. And they cannot have a timing window. Oh no, we're starting early tonight. Oof, man. All right, so I'm actually going to bring in 2 Sarah's Emissaries. But I'm actually going to keep an, nah, I don't think we need to keep it in Archon. I have a Gaia's Blessing, should be fine. Theoretically, they could play multiple Swords of Plowshares, which could be annoying, but Leyline of the Void, Sarah's Emissary, Nature's Claim, Needle, Tabernacle, holy shit. Tameo comes out, Dress Down comes out, Veil comes out, Luster, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't really think Deed is actually good here. Decay is not that good here. I guess Vigor is not that good here. Yeah, Misstep hits like all their 1-drops. It's definitely has text. I guess Oko might be slower than I need it to be. I guess maybe we don't need this many claims. Maybe we'll just play 2 claims, 2 Okos. That's probably fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah. So, like, obviously I was wrong about Fetchland playing around Strip Mine, but Fetchland does play around Wasteland, and Wasteland is the most likely thing for them to have. However, Sapphire also plays around Wasteland, and it's pretty unlikely they have, like, Lotus, Oof, Force of Vigor. So maybe we should just get Sapphire there. I felt like getting Wasteland also let me do Vampiric plays, but I had a jet for Vampiric, so in the end it might just be that yeah, it might just be Sapphire was the best choice. So Misstep hits Stitcher Supplier and Deathray Shaman. Yeah, it could be Land, Mox, Oof, Force of Vigor, green card. Like, I can't play around every possible card. I have to choose which one to play around. Misstep is very good versus Gaak. I would never be boarding Misstep out against Gaak. But yeah, anyways. Fetch definitely beats Wasteland, but not Strip Mine. Anyway, let's continue playing Magic here. I mean, you wouldn't bring in Leyline against Hollowvine? I don't know why you wouldn't bring that in against Hollowvine. I don't think this hand is like super good, but against Gaak, I have no problem keeping this. They obviously can have a hand that overpowers this, but I think it's okay. It's awkward, but like a resolved a Leyline that doesn't get vigored is like murderous for Hollowvine. Like they can play their free creatures, Hollow 1 and Root Wallace, but not being able to like get card advantage with Bazaar is pretty big deal. Yeah, you got me pretty good with turn 1 Lavinia into turn 2 Dak into Ancestral Treasure Cruise. That was pretty brutal. Yes, of course. Of course. I mean, Dredge, like that is of course a true statement. Leyline is the best against Dredge. Agreed. PO, Oath, or Bazaar. Yes. One of those decks. I haven't decided yet. I want to try everything, play a bunch of leagues, but if I had to guess right now, I'm leaning towards Oath, but this league could change my mind. So they did board in Swords to Plowshares, but they have just Gaak 3 cards in hand, so we're just gonna murder them with Ancestral Recall and outvalue them here. We actually go even better than that because we're going to get to Vamp for something as well. Yeah, this game is very over. We get to Ancestral and then Vamp for Oath and then play Oath with Flusterstorm backup. No, I don't play Doomsday. That's just not a deck that I play. So I would have to practice a lot off stream to play Doomsday, and then I would probably not stream. So you don't really want me to play Doomsday anyways. I think that this deck is not good enough against Dredge if you don't run Leylines. Like, I don't think Soul Guide Lantern's good enough, is how I look at it. Yeah. Vamp is an interesting card. Most of my Vamps in my life have gotten me Tinker, so it's not super interesting, but bring back Bazaar PO. Don't think I need to do that one. We gotta let that one fade away, I think. I mean, I'm boarding in 11 cards to beat Dredge right now. My Dredge sideboard is 11 cards deep. I think Dredge is the best deck. Okay, so they pitched Vigor, Gas, Gaak. Here's a Lotus. I don't think I care about a Lotus. What are they gonna cast? Stitcher Supplier. Okay, do they have they could hit land and bring back Hogak. I'm gonna cast Ancestral, and I could even get a Mental Misstep right now. The Mental Misstep is pretty good. I could go Vamp, Mental Misstep, Ancestral into it. I think I would rather just try to hit Mental Misstep off of an Ancestral. The only thing that could bite me is if they have, even if they have second creature, it's not even that bad. I don't think it's necessary. I will cast Ancestral first in case I draw Misstep, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, Oath should just beat them. I mean, Sarah's Emissary beats a Resolve Gaak as long as it doesn't kill me too fast. Oh. Okay, well, you lose. Let's see. Vamp, Oath, untap. Yeah, this game is very over. Chalice of the Void notably doesn't actually counter Flusterstorm. What? No, we're good with just this. My opponent got rid of all their Force of Vigors, so they can't win. They're gonna get emissaried, and they're gonna die. Okay, I mean, that is about how I expect Gaak matchup to go. Oath of Druids against Gaak is a matchup I would love to see if I were to play Oath on Saturday. Okay, here we go. Round 2. This hand covers Dredge and covers combo, so I'm gonna keep it. The only hand this is like could be bad against is maybe Cavern Thalia. That's a good hand. Tinker. Narset. Yeah, I'm gonna force Narset. I would rather that didn't happen. Sweet. Yogg will, Force of Will, Island. Okay. The Techie Strip Mine coming in handy. Definitely take them off of 2 mana there. Orchard is good for us here. Deed is not. I mean, we do have to draw mana. So if they were to play a Mox, they would go Yogg-Will, Academy, Narset. We have Fluster for that currently, but we won't have Fluster for it now. This looks pretty bad for me. Pernicious Deed is for Saga decks, yes. Awesome. Gaak is sweet. GG's. Yeah, I was debating whether to get Mox Sapphire, Fetch Land, Mox Sapphire or Fetch Land, because they played around different things. Like Fetch Land beats Mox Land, Oof, or Wasteland. Doesn't beat Strip Mine, and then Sapphire doesn't beat, Mox Land, Oof, Vigor, but it does beat Strip Mine and Wasteland. So, but you're definitely right. Strip Mine would have worked out there. You would definitely have had to kill your Hollow one, and we would have played probably a pretty interesting game after that, because I had some cantrips and not a lot of action. Would have been pretty fun. But GG's, but good luck with the rest of your league. Oh, we're so dead, aren't we? Oh, wait, no, they're not going to play it this. Yeah, next turn we're just going to die to this. Because they're going to Yogg-Will back. Maybe they'll get greedy and do it right now. Wait, I don't even actually beat them doing it right now. They still get to play an Narset. All right, this looks pretty bad for me. I thought we were going to win this game by a lot, but missing land on my first 3 draws was not good for me. Even if I hit a land here, I don't think we're really favored. Nope, no. Gaak is the... That's not a good draw either. Gaak is about... Do I even play it? Gaak is one of the only Bazaar decks where you don't have to mulligan to Bazaar. You definitely have hands... No, the problem is if they have a backup Force of Will, keeping Brainstorm is really, really bad against Narset. There's a lot of hands with Gaak where you like keep a turn 1 or turn 2 Gaak. I mean, not turn 1, but turn 1 or turn 2 Gaak is definitely a keepable hand. I mean, you want Bazaar hands more than anything else, but... Well, yeah. I mean, I did not draw the cards I needed to draw to win this game. Yogg-Will is so good. I can't believe people like stopped playing Yogg-Will or tried to not play Yogg-Will. I think Yogg-Will is just good in every black deck. No matter if you're a combo deck or not. Are they going to cast this before cracking their Lotus? That doesn't make any sense. Is Mud a black deck? Okay. I mean, this game isn't over. I can still draw Forbidden Orchard and Oath them. So I don't think I'm going to concede. But it is bad for me. I guess all they need to do is draw. Yeah, I mean, I have double Orchard. It's still playable. I mean, I think you're even better off just using your Opal and using your Lotus to cast it. This is definitely not at a good spot. Flusterstorm. It's a blue card for force more than anything else. I still don't think this is lost until they cast PO. Once they cast PO, I'll concede. Because say I draw an Orchard and I cast an Oath and they counter it, and then I untap and I cast another Oath. Probably still not good enough, but... I mean, we could definitely untap from here. I mean, if you want to use your Fluster to counter my Fluster, so be it. Not really giving anything away by doing this. Yeah, they can. They have enough mana to pay. Well, yeah, I mean, they have to use their Lotus, but... As long as I don't pay for the one that has 2 targets on it, which, you know, easier said than done. See if they actually can pull this off. It's not the easiest thing to do on Magic Online. There you go. There you go. Okay, yeah. This is targeting the first, the second, the third, the fourth. Okay, the first, the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and they targeted themselves, or they haven't done this one yet? See if they redirect this one to something else here. Just waiting to see what this one targets, so I don't pay for the wrong one. As long as they don't target this one, then they did everything fine. So they should either same target it to do 2 copies on my first one, or pick any of my first 6 copies, or first 6 things. A nice thing is they have a different border on their Flusterstorms than we do. We have treasure chest Flusterstorms. I don't know what's happening. I can't see what's happening. Okay, what did they end up doing here? So this one, okay, so they did screw up and target their own Flusterstorm with this one. So I will just pay for one of these, and they have to pay 2. A common mistake is you keep going down your copy chain and end up countering the target that you originally... Okay, so they're just going to use their Lotus to make sure this Time Walk happens, which I'm happy about. Getting a Flusterstorm and a Lotus off of our Fluster is pretty good. I still think we're definitely not favored from here, but, you know, it happens. They can't play any more 2-mana spells, which could be good for us. I still think I'll probably concede to a Probe. PO is also pretty bad. 3 plus probably a replayed Narset. Let's see what this Narset gets. Their Narset got Repeal, which actually is pretty annoying because it's pretty good against Oath of Druids. Okay, so they have Force Repeal 2 unknowns. Kind of cool looking islands. Cool, we get a turn. I love getting a turn. Forbidden Orchard? Black Lotus. Interesting. I'm not sure Double Oath is correct. I'm thinking about using my Lotus to vamp for Forbidden Orchard. It's just, I think I'm just gonna hold it. I might end up, like, deeding. Probably not even deeding. I think Double Oath is just bad. My opponent's not gonna play a creature. I don't have other plays. That's just factually incorrect. I have at least at least 2 other plays. Oh, yeah, it's a good play. Repeal to rebuy Narset. I like that play. Yeah, but playing 2 Oath of Druids doesn't do anything to stop me dying on the next turn, and it also shows them that I have Oath of Druids in my deck. So, not sure what that line is supposed to do. All right, I can't imagine we are living through this turn here. This should just be Narset, find a PO. I will concede to a PO. Merchant Scroll is PO. Well, let's make sure they have POs in their deck before we quit here. Maybe I should just make them play it out because they used 10 minutes to get to this point and they still have to kill me. I guess I'm going to make them play it out. Sorry, chat. I also kind of want to see if they have Urza in their deck or not. It's pretty important to not show them Oath of Druids if they have Urza and Urza's Saga in their deck. Well, I would assume they're going to take Vault Key turns, but we'll see. I think the different PO builds have consequences. Like, if my opponent doesn't see that we're on Oath and slams an Urza on, like, turn 2, ends up being very good for us. I will concede to a pro again, like I said, but... Oh, nice. Can appreciate a Snapcaster Mage. Good mana setup for a Snapcaster Mage as well. Sapphire and Opal. Hey, I can appreciate some PO gameplay. Of all the people. Unfortunately, I can't really F6 because, like I said, I want to concede to probe. So I just have to, like, F2 a bunch. It's a concede early stream, but my opponent also took 11 minutes to get to the point where they started comboing with PO, and PO is not exactly a quick combo deck. Went for Citadel, not Time Vault. Yeah, I mean, if you want to see more Snapcaster PO, you came to the right channel. That's normally my thing. But tonight we're playing a little different. All right, so now they have Vault Key. This is not going to take very long. I'm just going to let this I think I'll just concede to the Vault Key. All they have to do is take a turn, make a token, take a turn, attack twice. It's very, very fast. Attack once, actually, with a Citadel. All right, so we got PO'd. We kept a pretty reasonable hand that was, I guess, a slightly greedy, but I think it was worthwhile. I'm going to bring in Negation, Swan Song, and Nature's Claims. I'm not going to bring in Flux. I don't really like Flux against PO. They can just pick up their POs with a trigger on the stack, and it gets really annoying. But I do like Nature's Claim against Saga. I think every time you claim a Saga, it's pretty reasonable. Oko is usually pretty bad, and Abrupt Decay is usually not great. Dress Down's fine. Island is not necessary. Neither is really... Well, Strip Mine at least hits Saga, so we'll kick out Island here. And... Yeah, I mean, if I turn the stream on, it decreases my luck stats, you know? I guess I'll cut this Tameo. Just a little slow. I still think Deed is fine. It's an interesting hand. Why does my mana feel abysmal all of a sudden? Yes. This deck does not play 4 Pyroblast, so it does in fact make it weaker against PO. This is true. I just think Pyroblast isn't that good right now. There's so many decks where Pyroblast is a blank. Or not even a blank. Maybe not a blank, but like not great. So... I mean, this is a good hand against PO. I have Force, and I have Force, and I have Veil, and I have a Demonic for something after. It's a good hand. What is a good deck to play for your first time? I typically recommend you play a deck where your skill sets from other formats transfer over. So what I normally tell chatters who ask that question is tell chat what deck you like to play in other formats, and we'll try to find an analog to... Is analog the right word there? A similar deck in Vintage. Why do I feel like analog is not the word I'm looking for? What word am I looking for there? Something that starts with an A. Analogous? I don't know. Is it analogous? Is that actually what it is? Okay. I was thinking it was that, but it didn't sound right in my head. Isn't analogous like of being of analog like Analogous? The state of being alike? Is it just like a different form of analog though? Or no? Anyway, sorry. Trying to figure out what I was trying to say. I think they both work. That's a good draw. Why do I feel like I'm getting flusterstormed? I guess I have a veil. I mean, I have a plan. It's demonic for oath. Hopefully they're not on too many repeals. Repeal's really annoying in this matchup. I actually did think about playing Rug Miharu Oath with the old targets because the number of Caracas is greatly decreased. And there's still a bunch of Hull Breachers running around. But you have 4 Pyroblasts, so maybe it's not a huge deal. Not sure. I think there's a possibility that, like, classic Miharu Oath with Niv Mizzet and Grizzlebrand might be good now. But I'm really bad at that deck, so... I have top 8 at challenge with Miharu Oath. But I don't know how much of that was me. I think my deck is typically better than Miharu Oath, but like I said, who knows? Most people who try Miharu Oath fail, but most people who tried my deck did pretty well, I would say. Sorry. I don't know what that was. I think 4 Fire Blast is just not acceptable. Well, you have too many things that are not, it's not good against. All right, so what is my opponent's plan against my Oath of Druids here? Well, I mean, if you look at the number of top 8s of Oath decks since my deck was made, I would say it has more top 8s than Miharu's deck, right? Am I not wrong? Is that not a true statement? Like, I think Miharu's deck is hard to pick up. This was not a very good draw. Miharu has actually like pretty solid numbers. Just not the English audience. All right, so I have an Oath. I have an Orchard. I had to probably beat Repeal, is what I would guess. But, I mean, we're in a great spot. I have Double Force. I have Veil. This looks like a pretty reasonable place to be. I think I would have liked to draw on, like, another green card there. Just so I would have Force and Veil. My opponent has 3 cards in hand. If one of them is PO, should be in a decent spot still. So if they cast something like a Repeal here, is my lead spell Veil? Tinker. So is my lead spell Force? I guess my lead spell is Force. Well, I can get my Veil flustered. It's better if my Veil resolves, though. I can try to draw a green card, right? I force your Tinker. What do you have? They have 2 cards in their hand. They could have Hardcast Force. They could have Flusterstorm. They just have no. They didn't have another counter spell. Is this like a PO afterwards, maybe? Oh, Snap Tinker. So what I can do is let this resolve, let it target Tinker, and kill both of their Moxen. I think that's a better play than hitting their Citadel. I think a lot more things can go wrong that way. What do you mean this doesn't work? They don't have any artifacts in play. They have a construct. That is true. They have just enough mana to make a construct and do it. All right, I guess we have to try to hit the Citadel. They have 3 mana floating, chat. They would have had enough mana to make a construct and cast Tinker. Is what... Yeah. Yeah, I think it's better than casting this Veil. I think I'm supposed to just hit the Citadel first opportunity. Citadel Saga. They floated a bunch of mana with a Mana Crypt and a Mana Vault. Their last card was Flusterstorm, so unless we... Wow, their last card was Flusterstorm in their hand. Okay, I mean... Let me just make a token in F6 here. That's crazy. So I actually didn't really have a way of getting out of this unless I had cast Veil and drawn a green card. I could have led Veil. But they wouldn't have countered... So they did play Urza. There's their land drop. So they only have a Saga activation, or they only have a Narset activation and currently a spin. They have to brick 2 more times. Kind of seems unlikely. Wishclaw Talisman? Oh, we're dead. Wishclaw Talisman. Wow. That is a Magic the Gathering card, is it not? They should just use this construct and get a Vamp, and then Yogwill, their Time Walk. I really didn't think we were going to lose this game, but Tinker's pretty good. I mean, I don't think they play Tendrils. That card's quite bad. So the only thing I could have done differently is Veiled in response to the first Tinker and drawn... Oh my god. Yeah, sure. They had a PL on top as well. This is a big reason I'm not thrilled with the idea of playing Bug Oath in the showcase, is I think my PO matchup kind of sucks. Like, I have Forces and Flusters and Vigors, so and Dressed Out. Like, you'd think my PO matchup would be good, but it just doesn't seem good. I don't know. Like, this hand was good against PO. My hand had force, oath, orchard. Like, I can't really ask for that much more than the hand that I was given here. And it just wasn't close to good enough. I guess it was close to good enough. Like, we even got them to keep in Urza. Thanks, Sherry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can kill me in 4 minutes. Yeah, but I don't really want to play Saga. And I think if you play combo Oath, you want to play Saga. So that kind of rules that deck out for me. No. There's a 0% chance I register Saga in the showcase. There's an actual 0% chance. I don't think that is a good play. Like, if there was a far and away extremely broken Saga deck, I would play it. Like, the week that I played Esper Tinker to the top 8 of the Mana Traders, like, I thought that deck was the best deck in the field by a large amount, so I played it. But, like, I don't think that the Saga decks are, like, a huge favorite in the field or anything, so I don't see any reason to play it. Look at that. Volt, key, attack, and then sack, and I die. Oh, boy. All right, well, we can find out if I had a green card on the top of my library. I did not. All right, that's good. Sometimes PO does do you like that. Okay, here we go. Round 3 versus Slasher. Slasher's on 8 cast. Let's see what we can do. I think this hand is just too slow to beat 8 cast. I don't think I'm going to keep that. This one's much better. Yo, GG's. You murdered me. Was a brutal showing. Seat, Force, Fluster, Sapphire, Force, Island, Thoughtcast. I see. It's a pretty tough hand for me to beat. It's a slow hand from the Thoughtcast side. Unless they draw more fast mana. But they have tons of permission. Yeah, I think 8 cast is quite a bad deck, but Slasher is one of the few people who does think it's good. So Deed is quite good against Thoughtcast because it does hit this Seat of the Cyanod. I do need to get green mana though. I don't think we're going to win this game, if I had to guess. If I compared starting hands, I would say Slasher is probably likely to win this game 8 times out of 10, probably. It's just a very nice hand. Like, if they hit any Moxen or Bobble, they can just go Seat, Sapphire, Bobble, Thoughtcasts with Flusterstorms and Forces. Yeah, but I'm never going to register Bug. So they did draw Soul Ring Saga. Okay. Again, Deed still looks good. Can't resolve it, though. Yeah. This is quite bad for me. All right, on their upkeep, I'm going to play Vigor on Saga Soul Ring, pitching Oko. They can't fluster, they have to force. Which is like still not good. Still not good for me. But yeah, I don't know. Like, our mana isn't that bad, but we just haven't drawn mana sources at all. And I am playing more mana sources than I think are necessary. Like, obviously, Strip Mine is kind of not exactly a mana source, but we're only on 5 fetches, which does make a big deal. But it's kind of the price you pay to play Forbidden Orchard, but we haven't really drawn any Forbidden Orchards either. They just let this resolve? Interesting. I mean, it's probably fine. I'm not sure why they're so scared, though. I feel like I would have just forced that if that was them. But what do I know? Need a green land here. All right. They have to force this Deed, probably. It's nice 2-for-1. Force pitching Thought Monitor, which leaves them with Force, Fluster, 2 unknowns. Yeah, I mean, I'll make you use your other force. Okay, 2 unknowns. I'm hoping they just play like an Emery or something bad, and we just slam an Oath, and it's good enough. But that seems optimistic. Sure. Sasha also knows what we're playing, so they're not going to just slam an Emery, I would think. I mean, I think this game went a lot better than it could have gone for me. Okay. Let's have a Saga follow-up. No Saga follow-up. All right, I'm going to jam this Oath while I have it. Make them have Vault Key. And then I can still draw... I think my best draw is Forbidden Orchard, because not only does it turn on Oath, but it also turns on... they just have Key. Or they have Hardcast Citadel. Oh, they have Demonic Key. Okay. Yeah. I could have held this up to beat this, but... I definitely like the idea of splashing Demonic in 8 cast, but at that point, you should just probably get rid of all the bad cards. All right, so we get to bring in some good cards in this matchup. We're going to bring in Nature's Claim, and we're going to bring in Energy Flux. We're not going to bring in that. We're not going to bring in that. I think I like having a needle to search for. Yeah. It's hard to say, because they did have a top. So it might be correct to just hold the Oath. Like, they're not going to have very many more forces in their deck. I really dislike Flusterstorm against 8 cast. I think I'm just gonna go like this. I got him. This would be a great hand to have an Oath in. I think it's still a keep though. I mean, this is definitely the dream, right? Oath for even any of these cards. These 5 cards. But we'll get there eventually, hopefully. Orchard and Gaia's Bletching, second Orchard. I don't think I want second Orchard. Is there any reason to play this? Can't think of one. Twister, maybe? Probably don't play Twister. Though I did like Time Twister and Hull Breacher inside of 8 cast, but if you're playing black, you probably don't have room. As the value of Pyroblast declines, the value of Time Twister does go up. Swan Song to counter enchantments, instants, and sorceries, and give my opponent a creature. It's like does similar things to Hydro Blast, but helps me in matchups where my opponents are not playing creatures. Karn. I don't think that matters. Unless they like board a Thought Monitor out, in which case it's gas. Needle. Sure, they're gonna needle Oko, I assume. That's pretty good. The fear. We have struck fear in the heart of Slasher. I love it. Drew another Moxen. Can't say that was a good draw. I don't know. I felt like it was a good hand, but I do have to like preordain into action. It's tough to say if the showcase is going to be like the leagues we played recently, because the leagues we played recently are so combo PO heavy. They did put a Thought Monitor. Bastard boarded out a Thought Monitor and just got it with their Karn. That's such a pain. Well, time to turn this into a Windrake. This is a classic interaction between Slasher and I. Just turning Thought Monitors into Windrakes. We did draw the Oath. Okay. Battle commences. What do we need to do? Draw another blue card now? Because we just cycled a blue card. I can't believe they boarded out a Thought Monitor and got it with their card. I'm so jealous. That's a blue card. I don't know if an Archon wins from this board state, but we're going to try to find out together. They had Force Time Walk. Force Oko. Fluster? No. Okay. Okay, the game continues. Vamp. I was F6, so the Vamp is resolving, but that's probably fine because I have Force on the next turn. Man, the blue-black part of this deck looks like really good. The PO part of this deck looks quite good. Well, we're not going to get to cast Ancestral, I assume we're going to have to counter Tinker when my opponent casts Tinker on this next turn. He did say Windrake Pog, though, so... I would never counter this Vamp, so it's fine. Yeah, the part where he played the non 8 cast cards, yeah, where he played blue-black PO Tinker Saga deck. I agree. Okay. It's not over because Archon doesn't just immediately win on this board. However, we are going to get 2 Archons, which should win, unless something really bad happens. Something bad could happen. Like, we counter this, and then they, like, top deck Time Vault and key kill us, maybe? Yeah, they tutored for Tinker, which makes sense to me. I have to pitch Ancestral. So I had to draw a blue card there. I would have lost. That's crazy. All right, I get hit for 5, go to 10, but then I get an Archon. And unless we get Vault Keyed, I think we're in great shape. Vault Key seems like the way we lose this game. Nice. In case he plays a Voltaic in his sideboard. Maybe we should still name Manifold Key and just die to a Voltaic if it happens. Well, they didn't make a construct last turn because they cast Tinker. And we're about to gain another 1,000,000 life. And my opponent's actually has to block with their Thought Monitor as well. Yeah, I don't think we would die to construct, no. Last time I was balanced? I don't know the last time I was balanced. I'm typically the one who's casting balance because I usually always play a balance in Esper PO. I don't think turning Karn off is good, no. I don't think turning Karn off matters. Saga did find Cage. So does Archon beat this current board? It's close. It's close. I should probably not be F6 here. I do have a Flusterstorm. Not that Flusterstorm's very good against this, unless they draw like a Thoughtcast, I guess, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so that's all their cards. They have a 7/7 construct. I don't get to do this because there's a Cage. I did draw an Oko, which would deal with Cage if I wasn't Karned. Have to get the attacks on here. I'm gonna go for them because this is starting lethal next turn, so they have to block here. All right, so now I could turn off Cage, but I might die, so I'll probably just turn off this Construct. Yeah. They do have to... I guess this doesn't actually stop me, because they would have to draw another Thought Monitor. So now they have to win on this attack. But I should just be able to turn off this Construct, and I should be fine. I would take 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay. That should be winning. We could obviously like cantrip out of this somehow, like Thought Monitor, I don't know, something, but that's a good draw. Not the bad. It's definitely gotta be one of the better ones. So would we have lost this game if this was not an Oko? We would have taken 1, 3, 11. Probably not, but it would have been close. That game was real close. That game, I needed to top deck Ancestral to pitch to Force. Hi. Maybe I do want an Abrupt Decay. Or maybe I just want a Negation? No, I'm gonna bring in Abrupt Decay. The Needle was good. Didn't do anything, but it technically did so. I'm gonna just take this Fluster out. I hate Fluster in this matchup. But they do have Demonic and Vampiric now, so maybe Fluster's actually fine. Maybe I'm misevaluating that because they're blue-black and not the normal build. I thought I did the math and it was less than 15. Because the Construct was a 7/7, so the thing makes it an 8/8, and then you have 2 in the air is 10, and only one thing on the ground, so it's only 11 out of 15. If they stand up an artifact, then it's 12 out of 15. All right, so this hand has Strip Mine, Claimed. I mean, this has stuff as long as I don't get turn 1 Tinkered. Don't really want to get turn 1 Ancestral either, but we got around that. Vamp. All right, well, I assume I'm getting Tinkered then. I'm not going to claim the Jet right away. I'm going to let them Vamp first. I think claiming the Jet is worse than letting them Tinker and trying to hit the Citadel. Because if they just have held another Mox, then they're just fine. Yeah, I'm just going to hold it and see. They could also have gotten Ancestral. Yeah, they just got Ancestral, so happy with my play there. Now the question is, do we claim the seat? I think so. I know this slows me down, but I think it's correct. Okay. Green, maybe? Blue. I think they have Flusterstorm. I think playing Preordain here is not good, because I think they'll hit me with Fluster. That could be wrong, but I don't hate it. I think I'm gonna cycle this dress down no matter what here. Interesting. Interesting. So I'm gonna play Flux. I think Chalice is just kind of bad. I haven't really had good experience with Chalice recently. And I think I would rather play more Fluxes than than Null Rods. All right, so they had Force. I get to hold up Vigor here, which is nice. And then I'll probably Vamp for a Force on my upkeep. That's a good one. Don't think I'm supposed to use this unless I have to. I guess I could Vamp for Deed. I only don't, yeah. Let's try it. They had Force Blue card as their last two card. They did have Flusterstorm. So I had the read on Flusterstorm. All right, well, I mean, I got two of their forces. Now I have to hope I don't need to use this Vigor and just slam an Oath. So I would have gotten there if I had vamped for Force. If they had chose to force my Oath. So, interesting. Not sure if maybe I made a misplay there then. Okay. So I kind of want to draw a green card here. I'm actually 1 mana short of hard casting this Vigor and playing Oath. I guess I'm just going to play this Preordain. Mental Misstep. Preordain. Mental Misstep. They've already used Ancestral Vamp. Could counter their top on the way back down. Maybe I just take this Preordain and go deeper. Well, I can kill the Saga. I have a Vigor. I can hardcast Vigor on the next turn, is what I'm trying to say. But I could always hit it in the upkeep as well. I can go one deeper here as well, because I have... Alright, hit another Oath. And then follow up with a Yagwil. They have another force on top? Ugh. Okay. But this is fine because I have Yogwill. Yogwill's insane. So now I get to hit their Saga on their upkeep. Saga plus Seat, I guess. Okay. They replay top, and then I untap and I go Yogwill, Strip Mine, Oath. Or I could go Misty, Claim. Or I could play Strip Mine and use the Orchard. And I could Vamp, but Vamp's pretty bad. I could play Energy Flux as well. I think I'm leaning towards Oath plus Claim. I think Claim is better than Strip Mine. Well, I'm going to play Strip Mine, but I think I want to Claim so that they have less things for, like, Thought Monitor. I don't know what's the most likely to win this game. I really don't know the answer. Like, I think you can rule out Deed. But I don't know if Flux is better than playing Oath, Strip Mine, Claim. Or I guess, like, Strip Mine, Flux. Strip Mine, play Flux, or Oath off of Strip Mine and play Claim. Claim is definitely better than Cantrip because I know my top card is Dress Down. I think I'm going to play Strip Mine, Oath of Druids, and claim their Opal. I don't think I like Deed. The worst thing that can happen is my opponent spins top and finds Tinker, but I don't think any of my plans beat spin top, find Tinker, so... I'm pretty bad against, like, spin top, find Cage as well. they hit... of course, they spun top, found Cage, yes. It's really bad for me because there's so many spirits in play. I think I pass for a turn just in case they draw a Thought Monitor. Oh, I should have strip mined them. That was probably a mistake. Oh well. I guess we are pretty close to hard casting Archon, right? We need 2 more mana. I don't know. I don't know if Flux was best. So Flux dies to spirit tokens in the same way we're dying to Cage, right? I don't know why I did that then, but whatever. Well, I mean, should be aware of the worst possible things that can happen, right? Drew Delta. I think I like the line I took. I think we just got punished max. Yeah, I mean, I think we just got max punished for the line we took, but I don't think it was wrong. Like this flux line would have also lost to these spirit tokens. The deed line would not have technically lost to the spirit tokens, which is interesting. So I don't know. Like if I draw an Oko, I don't actually get to get rid of their cage. I have to stand up something of my own first. Okay, did they draw another counterspell? Jesus. So I can just get another claim and claim the cage, go to 2. I think that's my best. I could also get Oko and I fucking tap my fucking Moxen. I could have like gotten Oko and stood up my Moxen. That's not that good. All right, I'll just take this claim. When do I cast claim? On my opponent's upkeep, I think. I don't think it's on my upkeep. That gives them an extra draw and an extra look. But I can beat an upkeep on their upkeep. You can technically play it on my turn as well, but that might give them an orchard token, which I don't want to do. Can also beat a mystical dispute this way. This is a really good game. This was a really, really nice game. A really nice set of matches, set of games, actually. Pretty happy that this is on camera, because I think this was just really interesting. Even if we die here, which is definitely possible, but I think we might have gotten over the hump. We'll have to see. I think these were just unreal, awesome games of Magic. Deed looks so good every time I cast it, though, doesn't it? Repeal, Tinker, Cage number 2. Those are the only things I could think of. But it's too late now, so Archon time. Don't think there's anything they could get that would matter here. Archon. Didn't hit Blessing. Didn't hit Time Walk. I have Hardcast Force now. I might have... Oh, fucking hell. Okay. That was not a good draw. What about Black Lotus? That's in my yard. Okay. What about fetchable lands? I have an Underground Sea. I think I just hold this so that I can cast and not get flustered. Brainstorm was the last card we milled as well. I will flip over this Oath to put our cards back. Tinker? No. Time Vault. So that's an interesting one. If they play a Saga afterwards. Nah, Archon costs 8 mana. I think I counter, but I think I pay full. I think I pay full cost to counter, because if their last card is Flusterstorm, that's fine. But I'm mostly playing around. I'm mostly playing around Saga. All right, Thought Monitor's a nice follow up for them for sure. Do I want to? This is, yeah, I will definitely block. Think I'm gonna fetch. So there's less. Well, that doesn't actually make less cards in my deck. Never mind. Yeah, I'm definitely want these cards back in my library. That's pretty much. That's so good, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Prediction Feed is so good. And then we do the Black Lotus to hardcast the Archon. Wow. Wow. Those were so cool. Those games were so cool though. They were really, really awesome games. Yeah, no, that I've just been gushing over here, Slasher. Even at the end when I was like, I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna win, but I was like, even if I don't win, I'm like, this is so good. This is just such a good game of Vintage. Yeah, it was really fun. It was just really, really great. GG's. Wow. Maybe the second Tameo is supposed to be the second deed. Wow. I mean, y'all just got to witness great magic. That's all I can say. Okay. Round 4 of this Vintage League with Control Oath, or against team leader NA, King Ghidra, who has been playing either mono green Stompy or blue red Tempo. This hand is a green source short of a playable. This one looks fine. I'm gonna get rid of Yogwill here. I think the Sapphire may be important to cast this ahead of curve. All right, get to F6 with this probe. Yeah, so the Yogwill, the strip, the deed instead of flux did mean that I wouldn't have to beat my tokens, but it does mean I still have to beat the top. So Hex Drinker, Hex Drinker, and this is gonna get protection from instants next turn. Yikes. Never mind. That was a hell of a draw. Oh, I played the wrong land. No, I didn't play the wrong land. I confused myself there. I played the right land. There we go. I think I'm just going to make an elk and play the Oko game. Okay. That was an insane top deck right there. Lotus was perfect. I don't know how I was going to beat that Hex Drinker. Oh, their own Oko. Stand up and hit my Oko? Not good for the home team. What am I vamping for Oath here? Almost assuredly vamping for Oath. I'm going to be the one with less creatures at the end of this. I guess I could vamp for Yogwill, but that's not very good. Okay. Make them beat me. I guess they can take my thing, and I don't know, that's still good for me, I think. As long as they don't have counterspell for Oath. No, then they can't kill Oko, so that's not good. So they have to just stand this up, attack both, probably. Yeah, which plays right into this, though we had an orchard, so it probably didn't matter much. Definitely going to clear off this jet. Maybe I'm supposed to clear off the emerald in case the jet comes back somehow. Tarmogoyf. I should play around days. I guess they would have had days for demonic tutor, so I think just standing this up is fine as well. All right, so what do you got for me? Does Oath beat you? Ancestral's good. Ancestral is good. Sure. Unless you have a time walk or Bayou Decay or something. Rug Hex Drinker. Nope. Not good enough. Okay. We take those. We definitely take those. So, rug cards? Probably pre-boarded. I don't even know what I would bring in. Maybe Dress Down tape comes out for needles. Maybe Negation. No Vigors. Seems fine. I mean, I'm still going to grind through that Oko. It's not going to be a big deal. They probably should play it out for another turn, but I'm going to grind through an Oko with Archon. Like, you have to deal with the Oath of Druid itself, because I can, like, they elk the Archon, I get another Archon, I chump block with my Archon, I get another Archon kind of thing. Like, you can't actually get away from it. Monkey. Okay. Underground Sea gone. Definitely gonna play. Okay. I don't know what I'm naming with this needle. I guess I'm gonna name Oko. Maybe Renin 6. Maybe Dak. Oko seems fine. I don't think I'll be casting my own Oko this game. Preordain's a good hit. Don't really care about Ragavan because I do have an Orchard. They have about 1 million mana though. Gonna get hardcast forced here. I immediately drew an Oko, huh? Of course. This is definitely getting hardcast forced. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting tempoed. Another preordain. I wish they had hit my Oko. These preordains are like the best possible hits for their deck. It's crazy. I guess another Black Lotus might have been a better hit, but like their deck is definitely looking to be passing preordains in between this stuff, so it's pretty nice for them. I might just die before I get Oath off. They went top, bottom, bottom, top. Green? Deathrite Shaman. Okay. Another preordain. 12. Drop. Oath. I actually think triple Oath would feel great this game, but I think just being on the draw is kind of getting to me here. It might just get tempoed out. This is definitely the matchup where 3 Oath can be very good. They hit Archon of Cruelty. That's funny. Hex Drinker. Am I dead to Hex Drinker here? 4, 7. I think I'm dead to Hex Drinker here. They get to use Deathrite to eat and then pump the... Oh no, because they can't play the Ragavan again. All right, I have this dress down that might actually be good here. Am I supposed to end step dress down? I go to 6. I go and I give them 5 damage. Well, this makes it so they can't like Deathrite Shaman or something. I did draw Force, which I can't cast now. Oh, they have Lightning Bolt? Aww. Damn. That play looked really good. Until that happened. I thought I made a really cool play there. Oh well. No, because they didn't have a black mana. So I was not dead to attack all. I threaded my upkeep. And then I would have gotten an Archon. Gain 3. Oh no, it's a bait. It's a bait. It's so bad. I can't keep this hand. I can't keep this hand. Why can't this be a Forbidden Orchard? Why? It'd be so good. If I get wastelanded, it's so bad for me. I'm gonna mulligan. I think this is too risky. I guess that's better. Yeah, I think it's just unfortunately not a keepable 7. I would consider it. I would definitely keep that if I was playing against PO or something, but not a wasteland deck. I wanted to always cast this brainstorm no matter what, so I think it's okay to expose myself this way. Oh boy. These cards are not good. Tarmogoyf, Bayou, Ponder, Flusterstorm, Grafdigger's Cage? What is going on? I think I'm just gonna exile this. If I had kept my other Moxen, I may have kept just so I could like do the Tameo thing. But if my opponent hits any land drop and plays Tarmogoyf, Tameo is immediately bad. So I think I want to just keep my Oath options alive. I mean, I kind of want to hit Oath or Oko. Or Fetch Land. They hit a land Tarmogoyf? No land. You love to see it. Kaya's Blessing. Oh my god. Alright. Well, I want to draw a card, so I will return Probe, Preordain. Yeah, all the draws for nature land. Okay, yes. Awesome. I wish I had a Tameo here. They missed on their land drop as well. Okay. We have opposite problems. Jesus. My opponent has not hit a single land drop, and I have hit only land drops. I'm gonna get forced. Okay, well, I'm gonna strip mine them, so they can't play a Tarmogoyf. What a game of Magic the Gathering we have going on here. Gush in your Bayou deck? What a mad lad. What an absolute mad lad. All right, Oko time. Man, my opponent is more unlucky than I am, which is impressive. That is not an easy feat. That was not a very good game of Magic. That's unfortunate. I guess I still can technically Oath because I can just, yeah, I can still Oath. I don't need Oath, but I think it's worthwhile. They draw Force last turn. Is what happened here? It does force them to have a Force of Will, so I don't think it's bad. I should probably have Oath before activating my Oko, but, you know, small mistakes, I guess. I kind of just thought it would resolve based on the rest of this game. I don't think my opponent hit a single land drop this game after keeping their Bayou, Wasteland, Flusterstorm Ponder hand. I mean, I don't really have other good cards to hit anyways, so... I mean, it's not really Oko's fault that my opponent didn't get to play spells. I think Oko would have been an extremely interesting card if my opponent was resolving Tarmogoyfs. Like, I don't really think Oko is to blame here. Okay, here we go. Fifth and final match of this Oath League. It's been a fun one. Got to do a lot of cool things. What do we got? Not the strongest hand of Magic the Gathering cards, but I think within the realm of keepable hands. Well, I certainly feel like I'm behind right now. No, it's probably PO. There's a lot of PO in leagues. And you do see more PO in premier events as well. And PO is one of the best decks right now, so I think so. Never, because it costs too many tickets. Well, agree to disagree. I think keeping a hand with Force of Will is extremely important when I know my opponent is going to be playing PO. Like, if my opponent cast PO on that turn, I would have lost the game immediately. And now I have Oath of Druids Orchard with Force backup. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I think I know what's happening here. There's like it's not that there's 1 in 50. There's like 10 in 50, and I'm not dead to PO on turn 1 or Tinker on turn 1 when I know my opponent is on Tinker and PO. Like, I don't know. I can't give you any more reasons than that. I think they're good enough reasons. So, well, you said it's obviously a mole, and I don't think that's true at all. Maybe I'm supposed to get Deed there. I think I was supposed to get Deed, but I was yelling at chat. Fuck. Play Magic instead. All right, well, I fucked up here. I think I was supposed to get Pernicious Deed. So, here's a risk it for the biscuit play. Do we run Time Walk Out? The downside of running Time Walk Out is that my opponent can have Flusterstorm. But I guess I'm going to lose to Flusterstorm anyways, so it's probably fine. They should at the very least spin and look for Flusterstorm. They're going to... PO? What? Ah, yes. I guess that is also something I lose to. Come on, just. Okay. Man. Okay. I take like $1 million. Not sure I'm winning this game. Man, I should have deeded. I would have easily won this game if I had gotten deed. I would have just very easily won this game if I had gotten deed. Deed is incredible. Deed's so good. Just a big mistake. Why did we give them another spirit? Well, you see, Oath of Druids is a card that costs 1 and a green mana. So for me to cast it, I need to produce 1 mana of any color and 1 green mana. All right, I mean, I am getting an Archon here. I just don't think these Archons are going to beat these constructs unless I draw some help. I have to draw pretty well. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I might have to just draw Deed. I don't know. They draw PO? Is that what happened here? Oh, they have PO. All right, well, the good news is I do have a counterspell for that. I guess. Yeah, sure. They could. This opens me up to Mental Misstep, but I think it's better than a life, and it also lets me draw another blue card for another force. So I could draw Yawgmoth's Will. And I can draw Deed still. And I'm gonna just... A Decay is not bad. A Decay is not bad. I'd like to draw a blue card, I guess. Alright, so I guess I will Gaia's Blessing. And I will Gaia's Blessing back. Time Walk. Vigor. And Demonic. Not Demonic. I guess Demonic for later. Hit Vigor. Cool. I don't think I'm going to cast Vigor. Though I could Vigor Constructs plus Opal. Construct plus Opal. That actually might be good. That gets rid of 2 artifacts. I'm more scared of them topping into PO or Tinker. It's much more likely. I'm just trying to make sure I don't die, because this construct will then become a 6/6. It'll be a 7/7. Yeah, I think that's the correct play here. Opal construct. Sure, but there's also 3 more paradoxical outcomes and ancestral recall. They have second PO in their hand. I mean, sure, homie, whatever. I needed to draw a blue card for force. I need to draw a blue card for force and abrupt decay a token. It's going pretty well, but my PO opponents have just had insane hands. I'm just getting absolutely murdered by my PO opponents. They didn't even pick up the pearl. Interesting. My PO opponents' hands have just been too strong. Their hand was like 6 mocks and 2 POs. It's really hard to beat that. I shouldn't F6. I should yield until end step. At least we just made them discard a Snapcaster Mage with Archon. I felt like Vigor was good, though. It just had to have the requirement of them not having a PO in their hand already. All right, they drew enough artifacts to make an unblockable construct. Perfect. Oh, what the heck? They didn't make their construct unblockable. All right, small victories. They made a mistake. The problem is I don't have a Kaya's Blessing, so I have another Archon coming. But is that even good enough? I kind of probably have to like naturally draw a Yogwill. This is probably the way. And I need to draw a Deed. No, I have a Gaia's Blessing. That's my oath card. Oh, they just have a repeal. Okay. Well, I guess I will play for a Deed top deck. Or a Yogwill top deck. Maybe I shouldn't have put the demonic into my deck. Oh, come on! That's so fucked. All right. I can't beat PO tonight. No shot. No shot I ever beat PO tonight. Holy shit. All right, maybe I need to make some changes to this deck to make it better versus PO. Maybe the answer is sideboard null rods. I'm not playing red. I'm not putting red in my deck. It's just not happening. No, I play Saga. I don't want to play Saga. Saga's bad. Nature's Claim. Negation. Maybe I'm just supposed to bring in Flux anyways, even though I don't think it's good. Nah, probably not. What is Tamiyo supposed to do? Pitch to Force of Will. And Force of Vigor. Pitching to Force of Will and Force of Vigor is its best case. It's the perfect Magic card. I don't like Flux against PO, and I can guarantee that of anyone in the universe, I probably have the most experience playing PO into Flux. That's probably not true. I'm up there though. I'm up there. I just don't. I don't find Flux to be good against PO unless you're also locking down their mana via like Collector Roof or Null Rod. I'm trying to figure out what else I'm going to take out. I guess I'm going to take out 2 Okos, an Island, a Preordain, and a Tameo. And bring in all my counter magic and direct Nature's Claims. Okay. It's an interesting hand. I actually get to just cast this on my turn because I have this Moxen already in my hand, and I know my opponent doesn't play any negations. They forced it? Alright, well my hand sucks, so I'll force back. I can't say I'm particularly thrilled by that. If I draw a land next turn, I'm gonna be okay, though. At least they played a land that I can kill with my Nature's Claim. Holy shit. Oh my god, no! Their hand's blue card forced Ancestral Mox Opal Saga? Sykes. I mean, I think I'm still okay if I draw a Mock or a fetch land so that I can have Fluster and Claim. Maybe. If my PO openers looked like the 2 PO opponents I've had tonight, I would snap play PO for the showcase. But I went 1-4 with PO, so I don't know. Like, Mox Opal Ancestral Force blue card is everything you ever wanted in life, basically. Alright. What do I got here? Demonic. I mean, Demonic is kind of an interesting card because it lets me get Lotus, and I can go Lotus, Will, and Ancestral again. But is that really what I want to do right now? I have a feeling it's not. The problem is I'm not going to beat a PO. I can't play around PO and play around Saga because I didn't hit a land drop. If I hit a land drop, then I could hold open Flusterstorm for PO and claim the Saga. I guess I could just let them choose and then go for an end step claim, giving them a token. Man, I wish this tropical was a fetch land, because then I would be happy. If my tropical island had been a fetch land, I would be able to go Lotus, Will, fetch land, Lotus, Ancestral, claim. Well, I think our hand's a good bug hand because it has demonic Yogwill, but I just like drew not exactly the right combinations of Magic the Gathering cards off my Ancestral Recall here. All right, I'm gonna claim the Saga and hope they don't have a PO. Okay, that's not bad. Is this getting PO or is it getting Force? You got PO. Okay. We've never cast it. It did pitch to Force once, though. Okay. So I think I hold open double Fluster. No, that can't be right. I just hold open. They go land PO with Fluster backup. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Or maybe I'm supposed to decay a jet. That actually sounds better. Turn off Metalcraft. So they can't PO. They have less blue, no black. They still have their own Fluster for my Demonic. But that can't get flustered. Force. Pitching Mindbreak Trap. Interesting board in. So they have PO and one unknown. Are they going to PO? They're not going to PO. I know that's their last card. So now I am free to do my yogging. They're not POing? Interesting. So I think my best set of plays here are claim their Saga, play an Oath of Druids, and Ancestral. Is that true? What about, I'm 1 mana short of like Oath, Demonic, Time Walk. DT for Deed is not the best play. No, I think I would rather claim Saga. Well, maybe I should just lead Ancestral to start. That's a pretty good draw, because now I have Force Fluster back up. Yeah. I want to hold open Fluster. This is great, because this... Wow, they're not going to make a token. Interesting. I like how we played this. Yogwill is so good. If anyone ever tells you to cut Yogwill from this list, which I know there have been people who have told that to their Twitter followers, do not listen to them. Yogwill is insane. I think the real question is, do we play a second Deed? Because Deed is overperformed again. There are certain personalities on the Twitter sphere who have told their followers to cut Yogwill as it's one of the bad cards. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, what you got for me? Nothing. So an unfortunate thing here was, if my opponent did go for PO on end step, I couldn't actually counter it because I would have had to, like... Oh, actually, that's not true. I could always... Yeah, this actually floats the mana at the same time it makes it, right? Yeah, never mind. Scratch that thought. Okay, we get a game 3 versus PO. Crazy. Let's try again. Oh, no, 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 no. No, I haven't cast Tameo, okay? I also boarded it out every round, so... Well, that's not true. I didn't board it out against Rug. Ooh. This is a spicy hand. Let me sing you the song of my people. Honk. Hello, Pressure. What are these hands? Stop it. Stop it. Murder. So, something this does run into is Mind Break Trap. But oops. All right, so now they can't make a construct because I have an Oath in play. If they play a Tinker, I give them a Swan. All right, do we hit this brainstorm with Swan Song? The answer has gotta be yes, right? I think it's yes. Just in case here, I want to get a nice little screenshot. Honk? Any honks? That's not a swan. That doesn't look like a swan at all. Tinker? No, no, no! I guess that's better than getting my oath bounced, right? Oh, man. Rest in peace, Swan. You tried your best. Yes. Good. Good. Is there any card we could draw off this Gaia's Blessing? I guess we could draw Misstep. Vamp wouldn't do anything. Well, I actually can't because this would shuffle and then I would draw. Oh, I could shuffle them and draw Misstep? Oh no! Did I top? No, no! Yeah, I could have shuffled them and drawn my Misstep. I should have done that. I should have done that. I definitely should have done that. That's okay, I'll draw it anyways. I think I'd put a Claim back in my deck and a Swan Song. Man, yeah, why not? Let's put these cards back in my deck. What's the worst thing? Well, I don't really want to draw them right now. I kind of want to draw Swan Song next turn, though. All right, Swan Song and Claim. And I draw my Misstep. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. I just have to live. I just gotta live. Swan Song was so... They did not draw Tinker. Don't play like that. Don't play with me like that. No shot. They drew Tinker. I fucking hate this game. PO is broken, man. This Tinker card. Maybe they'll play Saga, and Brick. PO for 1. Yeah, I mean, Tinker. Oh, they fucking repeal bugged me! Bastard! They could have hit token, so it would have worked out fine. But yeah. Now we have very little shot of winning. Snap, Tinker for top? Is that what they're doing? Oh, they hit key Time Vault off the top. Sure. All right. Yeah, well, Tinker is the best thing in Vintage, and if you're not playing Tinker Citadel, you're probably doing it wrong. Saga looked really bad for my opponent there, as I was able to just murder their Saga, but hey. A little bit there, a little bit there. I'm not, there's no point in filing for combo. I went 3-1, I went 3-2, so. Okay, sorry, that been damper my end of the mood here. I thought I was very far ahead in this game, but They can always top deck Tinker, so that is vintage. So how did this deck fare? How did this deck fare? Let's think about this. No. Bolos Citadel. No, you can only cast Repeal for X equals 0 off of your Citadel. That is how Citadel or how Repeal and Citadel work. All right, so we got murdered by PO twice, and then beat everyone else. We need to maybe make this deck better for PO. Obviously, Tamiyo is a joke. We don't need to play Tamiyo, but playing another D doesn't specifically make this deck better for PO. I guess if they're playing Sagas, then it does make it better because it's pretty good against all these random Saga boards. The bug is that Repeal is Magic Online is letting you cast Repeal where X is greater than 0 off the top of Citadel, where that is not how Citadel and Repeal are supposed to function together. That is the bug. I mean, it's tough to get too much better versus PO. We're playing 2 main deck Vigor, 2 Dress Down, 3 Fluster. Like what else am I supposed to really add here? I just need my PO opponents to draw less good. Like, I can play Null Rod in the board, I guess is the only thing, right? And it's not a terrible idea. It doesn't go super well with Deed, but instead of playing Flux, I can play Null Rod. I think Mindbreak Trap is not actually good against PO because the card that kills you out of PO is not actually PO, it's Tinker. Like, Mindbreak Trap would not have stopped my opponent from tinkering right there. Like, the card PO is kind of medium and like really all in. You need a lot of other things to go right for PO to work out. I don't really think that's true, Slasher. I think PO would lose to 4 Hull Breacher deck. So maybe we just take the Energy Flux out and we play a Null Rod, and then we play a second Deed in the main. You can Needle Citadel and we'll stop the tap ability, but won't stop the ability of playing cards off the top. I think I got high rolled a little bit by my PO opponents, to be perfectly honest. Like, you all saw me play PO. You can just not draw 4 Mox in every turn, every game, every turn 1, you know? I think this is the changes that I would make, though. I think second Deed has definitely shown Deed has shown itself to be continually, if one of the best cards, if my opponent is not on Bazaar of Baghdad. Probably they have to not be on Doomsday as well. But if all the other combo decks are playing Sagas, then I think you can play 2 Deed in the main. So I think I'm going to try... Maybe you put 1 Deed in the board, and you can play another counter spell in the main. So what if I put... Yeah, maybe that's better. Maybe you just put this Deed in the board, and you put the Swan Song in the main, and then... You have access to another. My biggest problem is I'm adding Null Rod, but in the matchup I'm bringing in Deed, and maybe that's fine. Maybe it's not going to matter very much. Maybe it's okay. So yeah, I think this is how I would change it. I'm gonna probably play more leagues with this deck to figure out exactly where it stands against PO, because it shouldn't be this bad. Oh, that's true. We might have won game 1 if we had vamped for Deed. That's definitely possible. It could have been we could have beaten the PO player if I hadn't made the mistake in game 5. That's true. Or in round 5. That is true. I think that this deck should theoretically line up pretty well against PO. That's playing Saga anyways, because I am playing main deck Vigor, Forces, Flusters, Swan Songs, Dress. Like, I have all the cards to win the matchup. So I will try a second Deed out, though, and I think I'll try a Null Rod out. Null Rod does similar things to Energy Flux against a lot of the format. Obviously, it's less good against not null rod aggro shops, where I would much rather have Flux. But that deck is played a lot less than regular aggro shops, where null rod is still fine. The deck that's playing like a Ravager and Walking Ballista. So I think this is where I'm gonna move after this event, and maybe going forward for more leagues. So that's the end of this league. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you're awesome. There were a bunch of awesome people last video, which I appreciated. And if you're not subscribed already to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That goes for Twitch chat as well. I'm going to give you a link. Bigger number, better person. I'd like to be a better person, so make my number go bigger. Man, shilling, it's really hard to shill with a straight face, but we're trying my best. I'm trying my best. I'll see you in the next video.